Hi, sorry. It totally got cut off. I felt like it was in such a middle of a sentence that I am back. I forgot that there's 1 hour cap, and it didn't give me a countdown, which it usually does. It gives us like, yeah. So just the last, just couple. Yes, but I'll see if Michael can hop on. If not, we'll end it here. Sorry about that. I
No, it's
forgot
okay.
it's a 60-minute max. Like, and also sorry. I know you have a family, and so thank you for taking your time. We won't keep you longer, but we just got cut off right as you were talking. So I just wanted to hear what you were talking about
Oh, okay.
about
Um,
about about your kids joining. Was it?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was it.
that was it.
Yeah, if they're interested and it grows to be something substantial where it's actually something that can be taken over,
Mm-hmm.
um, if they're interested, but I think maybe one of the worst things is like to force kids into something like that and lay that burden on them because it was your passion and dream.
Right, right.
Even if it is successful, I think if someone's not motivated, it's going to eventually fail, right? It'll run into the
Right.
ground. So you better off find somebody else who's interested and wants to do it, um, and provide for your family
Mm-hmm.
rather than make them get into it. So only if they're
Mm-hmm.
interested,
Okay, cool. But I feel like you feel like this is like a super long term. I think you're onto something, Since you've
I
been
hope
doing
so.
it for the 4 or 5 years that you started doing the sandals, I was like, great, it's gonna work, You
Yeah.
figured it out. So,
Well, I was reading a book by Dave Ramsey, and he's got a lot of motivational, informational books. But anyway, he said, if you can train yourself to focus on one idea
hmm
for one whole year, he
hmm
said you will see amazing progress. And
yes.
at that point, I was doing everything. I was making handmade shoes. I was doing this. And I was so spread
Fashion
out.
show, you were doing the
Yes.
fashion show shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Craziness, right?
Yeah.
And so you're spread so thin, and then you
hmm
become like a jack of all trades but master of none because you're not spending enough time in any one category. And I
hmm
realized that reading that book, and I was like, okay, everything else is a no. I'm not doing any other custom projects. Any people would reach out, hey, do you want to work on this? Sorry. And I just, for a whole year, was like, all I'm going to do is think about this concept. And it takes that, right? You can't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So I think
Tell me about it.
that
I'm
first
I'm all
year,
over. So yeah.
no, but
Yeah.
it's so hard. It's the artist problem, right? Because we have so many ideas.
hmm
Um, but I was just like so focused because I had, you know, that shoemaking thing really beat me down, So I was
Yeah.
like, I have to find some way to make a sustainable business
Yeah.
that I can bring other people into and train them, and
hmm
they don't have to be a master shoemaker.
hmm
So I felt like that was the opportunity, and just I'm going to keep focusing on it. And
hmm
like I said, it's been going uphill slowly, every year. So I'm going to keep on going. I have my people from New York that are Instagramming me like, "Hey, send me some sandals." So every year I'm having my people come back, and you just build, you keep
Yeah.
building. So we'll
Yeah.
see where it goes.
Good. 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 I'm really happy that it's working out, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up next, and seeing all your sandals come to life. And yeah, keep us posted on Instagram. I guess this
We'll
is
do. We'll do.
yeah, it's
And
a
what
great
and
platform
and
for that.
and what do you think? I have to ask you a question. What
Sure.
what what do you think the next phase is? Because you have a whole different set of challenges in New York, right? Because of COVID and all of those
Right.
things, and you can't operate the way that you would
No.
before. What do you think is
No.
is what's next for you?
Did I even tell you? It's been so long, but and I don't even know if you follow us. But
No, I do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you know that we closed down our space,
Yeah.
physical space. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So after, I think once the public schools come back, I will come back to the city. Right now, I'm fortunate that we have a house up in the Catskills.
Nice.
So we're up there. So we have a little space because in the city, we're actually like in like a 700 square foot small apartment with four
Yep.
people.
Yep. Yep.
Four people. That's not like, I remember I interviewed one David Filar from Vibram in Boston area. He's like, I'm in a 600 square foot alone. And I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
In
Four
my
people.
mind, I didn't tell him that, but yes, I mean, four people. So it's great here. And then once we go back in the city, I've been looking and there's a lot of spaces out there. And
Sure.
as you know, retail, it doesn't have to be a retail space.
Sure.
It doesn't have to
Sure.
be on the ground floor.
Nope.
So I will go back upstairs somewhere in a big, artist building.
Yep.
And I really like the teaching. And I also want to involve more high school kids,
Hmm.
like inner city kids. It's always been on my mind. When we started Brooklyn Shoe Space too, we've talked about it with so many shoemakers of how to include kids and like kind of like just like that there's options out there and this is
Hmm.
how you do it. Just like a informal encounter almost because a lot of kids love shoes, mostly sneakers. It's a different world, sneakers and
Yep.
shoes, and
Yep.
of course, but I want to incorporate that and try to get everybody interested. And I think
Hmm.
I'm kind of becoming a cheerleader for the shoe
The
makers as
shoe.
well as the shoe industry. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of big corporations making a lot of wasteful, you know, methods. And as you
Hmm.
said, like wholesale is just not
Yep.
working. It's just not the system that worked for 20 years, like 2 decades.
Yeah.
It's not working anymore, and they
Yeah.
have to change that.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I also know there's American factories, and I think factories. Yeah, I'll find my way again, but I do want to have a classroom space and keep on connecting. It's not just the shoemakers, it's not just the factories, it's not just the shoe repairs. They're all, I think, what makes shoe industry vibrant. So, okay, it's pausing. Sorry, I don't even know which one's pausing. If I'm pausing or Michael's pausing. So, I think I'm losing you, Mike.
It was
Sorry.
frozen there for a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, it
Sorry.
was frozen. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's me or you. Yeah, someone said you should have an after school sneaker program. Exactly. That's what I'm
See?
looking for. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I've tried to work with DOE, the Department of Education, with budget cuts and
It's
everything.
difficult.
It's difficult. So I think I have to do it my way, different
Hmm.
separately. And but I'm not gonna be a school per se. That's another
Yeah.
licensing, and there's great schools out there. I don't want to compete with that, but I think I still want to be a space where people can come and make
Yeah, I
different.
mean,
So
Brooklyn Shoe Space is special to a lot of people, especially even to me and so many people that have passed through there, even just taking
mhm.
one class, right, and having that experience and making and doing. So, um,
Yeah, I
it's
hope to
not something
be
that's going to go away. People love doing that. It's just
right.
how and what format and where. I mean, my
Yes,
sister
yes,
traveled to Japan to do a class with a master print printmaker, right? To learn like this ancient way of doing it. And people
yeah,
will travel across the
yeah,
world to do things and learn what they want to learn. So I think it's just how you want to
yeah,
set up. And honestly, I mean, it depends on the traffic and
yep,
who you want to serve. But like, I've been looking myself for like a remote shoemaking course that when
there's a
things are
lot of
back
them
up
out
and
there.
running. What's that?
Right, there's a lot of them out there. you know, and
Yeah.
Marcel's also starting like a patterning class remotely. There's also, you know, I think I really like the tactile, you know, face-to-face, hands-on aspect. So
Oh,
I really hope,
I mean remote as in not a lot of people around. Like my sister went to like a
oh, oh,
village to learn. Like
oh,
I would
uh-huh.
love to go like to
Like,
Sweden someplace and like be there for 2 weeks
ah,
or 3 weeks and just learning and
yeah,
slowing down and having that
uh-huh.
experience. And I think people value that also.
Right, right. Like a retreat.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So like
yeah,
a
it'd
shoe
be nice.
retreat.
I would totally do that. Maybe in the cat skills. I'm setting up my studio
See?
right now, so
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. People would definitely come up to the Catskills and like just enjoy. People always come there because they want to get out of the city, you know?
right, right. Right now it's a little tricky, you know. People are still like asking each other, "Can we come visit? I have been quarantining. Can I even give you a hug?" You know,
Hmm.
it's, you know, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's tricky.
yeah, now is early, but eventually, it's not going to stay like this forever. So
Yeah,
eventually
I
it'll
agree.
come back around and, we'll know how to operate. But people like to learn. People love
Yeah,
knowledge and things they're interested in, they're going to find a way to learn it, whether it's
I agree.
virtual. If we have to
I
teach
agree.
shoemaking with VR headsets, then so be it. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll
People
do
will
it. We'll do it.
log
Yes.
on.
Yes. Hilarious. Maybe that's
You had
our
one
future.
question, I think.
Yes, there's Michael. Can you remind us who said to stick to a year of focusing one thing? Ramsey. What was it? What was the book you were reading?
Wait, I don't
Oh,
see
sorry.
that one.
Oh, that's
Can you
about
remind us?
studio.
You said this. Oh,
Gordon,
let me
didn't you say it's Gordon
Dave Ramsey,
Dave Ramsey.
but
Okay.
he has a lot of books. It's coming to me. I'm gonna try to
Okay.
remember the name of it. Man, whoever
It's
asked the question, just also send me a DM
okay.
after. Just send me a DM, and so I can try to remember the name of the book. Because I have it
Okay.
downstairs, I just can't remember the title right now.
Got
But it's
it.
by Dave Ramsey.
Freddie Nugget says, "Is there any way school students could maybe get discounts for classes? School students. Oh, for my Brooklyn shoe space? Yes, we have. I'm restructuring it so that the rent isn't going to be too expensive, so that I can charge a little less. But as we all know with shoemaking, the steps are a lot. So, and the time that it goes, you know, time, everything, it's a lot. So we'll have to figure out the math, but it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
less. And also, we also
Mm-hmm.
have scholarships. So
Cool.
that's what we do. But there's also great schools out there, everybody, to learn shoemaking. So yeah, but thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I mean, I haven't actually seen your SCAD students work and stuff. But I look forward to seeing what comes out, both SCAD as well as your sandals. And good luck.
Sure.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing the truck once again in person. You know, maybe travel back up when you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Visit,
That's the
visit.
plan. That's the plan.
Yeah, visit, visit. All right. Stay healthy, please. And thank you so much for taking your time. I know your kids are my baby's well asleep and she's not gonna get up until morning, but I know you have two, so thank you for taking your time.
No problem. Thank you. I always
Yeah,
enjoy talking to you, and
yeah.
I'll sure I'll be speaking to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
All
Take
right,
care. Thank
bye. Good
you.
luck. Bye.
Bye bye.